supposed to do this now. Hey there everybody, welcome back to a movie review vlog. And it's been a while, and I do have to apologize for that. Mostly because I had to take care of some personal things in my life, but at the same time, they were pretty much worth it until I had to get those personal things out of the way. Some of those things include moving some things around my house and selling some stuff off. And at the same time, I also have been working on buying some newer equipment as well for my little mini studio, and at the same time trying to further expand the video quality of my show and everything else. So, and all that stuff takes a little bit of time away from my channel and everything else. I know I did post a little bit of a mini post, which was just like a bit of a promo for my local con coming up, but which I will provide in due time. But until then, we are back, and this time around we are going to review Eraser. Now, about a few weeks back, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, I put out a voting poll as to what kind of genre of movies should I review next that is outside of the comic book spectrum. Now, I put some basic stuff down like horror, comedy, adventure, and stuff like that, and out of sheer sarcasm, I put out Schwarzenegger. And of course, a whopping 75% of you selected Schwarzenegger, so I really need to watch what I post on Twitter. So Eraser is the 1996 film, which stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as John Kruger, who works in the FBI under the Witness Protection Program, who has to assist Lee Cullen, played by Vanessa Williams, in escorting her through safety and also protecting her from an evil corporation / secret paramilitary who wants to kill her. And along the way, they get into some pretty deep stuff, and not the type of stuff that's as deep as like Game of Thrones type level. It's more or less like basic espionage, corporate espionage, and this corporate company is so or this section of the government is so corrupt that they're getting paid off the books by corporate stuff, by a major multi-billion-dollar corporation. It is pretty much just what it is, basic generic action scenes and action flicks. For some reason, this movie kind of feels like it was set in the 1980s, but it's in the mid-90s, and quite frankly, it's just kind of off-putting. I mean, there are some decent moments, especially when the whole plot of the villain's angle was for the multi-billion-dollar corporation to sell these late high-tech 90s laser guns to this Russian arms dealer. And for the most part, the special effects in here was kind of choppy at times, but this was like early CG stuff, kind of like the things like an amateur with After Effects would do, but at the same time, early 90s stuff, so I kind of let it slide a bit. I mean, there were some really cheesy moments which you could really tell from either the high-tech machinery of gadgets that they use, from a nail spike bomb, or the laser shooting, or even the crocodile for that matter. But they did provide a very good line in that movie from Arnold Schwarzenegger as he kills a crocodile saying, "Your luggage." I just thought it was hilarious. I know it's pretty cheesy. Now, there were a lot of things I didn't like about this movie, and that is mostly from the generic exposition and the plot of the corrupt corporation paying off these corrupt government agents who were actually evil all along for whatever reason, mostly because they're motivated by money. So, except for, of course, John Kruger. And John Kruger kind of goes solo for a bit, but also helps he and Vanessa Williams, John Kruger and Vanessa Williams, I keep forgetting her name, Lee Cullen, kind of assist each other at times. There was no romance between these two. It's just more of a buddy cop type of thing, which is fine. But Vanessa Williams kind of seems like she was just really off-putting. Like, her acting is kind of like generic, pretty much with the capital G, generic. But at the same time, it seems like the writers didn't know how they want to play this character out for Lee Cullen, because at the beginning part of the movie, she's the one who's the mole, who's exposing this corporation, evil corporation and everything else. And after they exposed the corporation, they needed her to testify when they start doing court dates and everything in the month. And yet she decides to go home and not be under witness protection program. I'm like, bitch, do you just blackmailed your own job? Do you not think they would know exactly where you live and you not to expect any kind of repercussions? And of course it does happen, where she goes home and gets attacked and everything else. But there are times when she does go solo. She is kind of smart at times where she kind of realizes that John Kruger only works alone, and when people try to come after her, she tends to fend herself off. But at the same time, she's a damsel in distress, which this character doesn't really know what it wants to be as for a personality. Arnold Schwarzenegger, played by John Kruger, was okay. He was pretty much your straightforward guy trying to get the job done and everything else, protect the people. But at the same time, when he and Vanessa Williams were going rogue, I also found it a bit too convenient that all these other people that were assisting him, were also former mafia people and cartel guys, but who also reformed under the protection of John Kruger. This movie is just doesn't know what it wants to be, whether it be action, whether it wants to. I mean, I know it's an action, but the characters just don't know what they want to be, and also the supporting characters as well. Sure, the villains are pretty straightforward, and it's pretty much they have their generic purpose. And at the same time, it's also pretty straightforward because I just really find it off-putting. And overall, this movie is clearly a 1 star out of 5. It's your basic popcorn eating, kind of wasting 90 minutes of your time, but it's the type of movie where you're pretty much, if you're not really doing anything on a boring Saturday or Sunday, you can pretty much just kill some time with this, or fall asleep to it, whichever one you prefer. And that's pretty much it for this one. I got one more Arnold Schwarzenegger movie to review, so until then, make sure you subscribe to me, follow me on Twitter and all the other fun junk, or check out all my other videos. Thank you guys for watching, and like I said before, I'm going to be rolling back the video footages and everything else, and the reviews and whatnot, bringing back a couple of old video segments as well, and also uploading a new unlisted video for my patrons over on Patreon. So with that said, I will see you all next time.